Hi, this is Ernie again. I'm the guy who had $6 in his checking account and now having millions of dollars. People have asked, does your passive income strategy really work? Over and over and over again. And I've shown you since November 12th that it does work. And how effective is it? You could always generate about 1% return every single week. And for those who have never watched my videos and never seen this, I am selling options against what I have. And when people hear options, you think it's extremely risky? Yes, it is if you are buying. Most people who buy options, they end up losing money. But if you're the one that's selling, you are most likely to make money, almost guaranteed to make money. So, but before I explain to you all this, let me show you what I've done last week and all these options that's going to expire and how I made money and how much money I made and why this 1% rule that I've created actually works. So let me show you my account screen so that you'll be able to see. So I'm using Charles Schwab as a platform and you're going to see some of my holdings, right? So Nebius, I sold cover calls early this week on Monday, sold it at 65. I think it was trading around 70 some dollars, but 1% strike price is at $65. Where is it right now? 68.50. Most likely today that's going to expire. Oscar, that's getting close. I sold it at 16.50. It's trading a little bit above. Most likely I need to roll, and I'm going to show you how to roll while making money. Serve Robotics, it just popped. But in order for me to make more money, and I don't know why I made this decision, but yeah, it's expiring next week rather than this week at $9. So that's already at 11. So most likely, unless it drops like 20 some percent, it's going to expire, worthless. Siri, it's going to expire today at $23 strike price. It's $23.65. That's going to expire. And unlike selling puts, I actually sold call options at $29.50. Meaning if it doesn't go above $29.50, that's going to expire, and it's only $26. So that's going to expire. So almost everything is going to expire worthless. And this is why it makes sense to sell options in order to generate money. And let me show you the amount of money that I've generated. So first one, Nebius again. Remember, all these shares, their market value, I started with nothing. I sold put options, whatever money that I made, like every week I'll make something like this, or 7,700 or so. And I used that money to get free shares of Nebius. And that's part of the wheel strategy that a lot of people might be familiar with. Same thing. I didn't have any shares. Now I have 178 shares in this account. Other account I actually bought and do cover calls and a bunch of other things. But here, I made about 190. No, it's actually probably more like $200, $210. But I got 178 shares for free doing put strategy. Service Robotics, I have 72 shares in this particular account, and that I made about $440 or so. Siri, which also is going to expire, and I only have 31 shares because I sell calls, I sell puts. Whatever money I get, I then use that money to buy more shares. SOXL, I have about $150,000 worth of shares. And when I sell call options, I get a little over 1%. So this enables me, just this alone, just imagine you have $150,000 in portfolio. I know a lot of you guys probably don't have it, but if you can somehow manage to get $150,000 or even $15,000, look, every single week I'm making little over 1% a week. And I have option to take this one out and use it to pay my bills, or I could, in this particular case, I am keep buying this. So $1,700 or $1,600. So what do? I buy more shares. So next week, I'm going to have about 60 more shares. I'm still only going to sell 57 contracts because I don't have, you need to have multiple of hundreds. But in 2 weeks, I will be able to sell 58 contracts. And then like 3 weeks, I think I have enough to sell 59 contracts. So this is how you compound and just build wealth at somebody else's money. You're not even putting your own money in here when you're selling these put options. All right, so now let's go to Oscar. Remember my Oscar put option striking price is at 1650. And as you can see from here, it's getting very, very close. Do I want to risk it? Or can I roll it, still make 1%, and potentially buy this at a cheaper price? So all I'm going to do is, again, when you roll option, you're buying to close the existing contract, and you're sell to open a new one. So I'm going to go over here and see if I can go to $16 and still get 1%. So now it's telling me that I can get potentially credit of 15 cents, which is not quite 1%, but it's close enough. That is the minimum I can get. But the midpoint is about 23 cents. So which means I'm getting close to 1.6, maybe 1.5%. So either I take the risk to roll it to $16, roll down to $16, or maybe I try 16 or 1550. 1550 does not give me 1%. This is like close to 0.7%. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll to $16. Oh, nice. I got $5.94 in dividends, as you can see from here. Yeah, I got the dividends. And then, so this is what you see. I buy to close. So I closed it at 7 cents, and I sold the new one at $16.30. And if you go all the way to the right, this is the amount of money that I just got. So a little over $213. And you see minus 5,000 here. This is what I do. I take money out to pay myself, because with the LLC, you could pay yourself salary as well as 401k, and the company can actually do the 401k matching. Anyway, I'll make a whole video about this. So now that I just made $213, what am I going to do? I'm going to buy more shares. I'm going to buy 12 more shares. And as you can see, I had 178 shares. But now since I bought another 12, now I have 190. So this is how you keep getting free shares. And then of course, once I get to 200, I'm going to start selling cover calls and make money from both selling puts and selling calls. And this is what we call wheel strategy. Technically not really wheel strategy, because my options didn't get exercised. But this is how you could potentially make money from both ways. So we cover a couple topics, right? How do you make money based on cash you have or stocks you have? And two, if you want to get it at a cheaper price, if you sold put options before and the price is very close, how do you roll it down while making money? Yes, we just made $200 some while rolling it down, while everything else is going to expire. This is just another technique. And a lot of people say, oh, what if it drops more? You just keep rolling it down. Keep rolling it down. Sometimes it's not 1 week. Sometimes it might be 2-3 weeks. But you can always roll it down and not be assigned. So that's one of the techniques that you might potentially want to use. But again, anybody could do this. And all you have to do to learn how to do this is watch my free videos in a watch list called Leveraging Options. I show you step by step, as well as how I make determinations on what to sell, what to buy. A lot of that information is there for free. So please check it out. This will completely change your life, because this enables you to retire with $250,000, not millions of dollars. I know you have a lot of questions. Please comment, please repost, and please like, and don't forget to follow.